What's up, everybody?
You got your microphone. Your microphone fucking died.
Oh my god!
Alright.
So we're gonna have to keep these things right here, right?
I mean, you'll have to stay fairly close to it. I got a little bit of echo on the last video, but it was very minor. Did you watch the whole thing?
I haven't got through the whole thing.
Okay.
I watched, actually, you know what? Yes, I did. I watched it, and I would skip like just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Get through it, kind of see what
Did
it's
you see
like.
the pop-ups that I did?
Oh, dude, I loved it.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Like how you brought up The Exorcist,
The cover.
the cover and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool as
And
shit.
then the picture of her.
Yeah.
And then just a few minutes later, I put that picture of them two together.
Yeah, I like it.
Marin and Pazuzu. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. How that pops up like that, just perfectly, right when you need it, you know.
Cool.
Yeah, it worked out great. I just don't want to ruin this video by not having my voice where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll just lean in. I like that idea.
I just lean in.
I just lean in real close, like.
All right.
All right, guys. Anyway, I guess we should get this started, huh? Welcome to another episode of the Horror Chronicles. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me, as always, my buddy and co-host, JT.
What's up, everybody?
Right on, and as you see, the other chair is empty. Bradley's not with us.
Bradley wussed out on us.
Yeah, you know, he's a real busy guy. You know, he has like a million jobs, so he's working all the time.
No, it's cool. It's completely cool.
It's all good, guys.
Completely
cool. So how you been?
I've been really good, man. Really good. It's been a good week. It's been busy. I say I'm good. I'm tired.
I feel you. I'm getting
ready for a day off.
Getting ready to go to the damn gym after this. I mean, so I got my gym shirt on. You guys can
The
see.
gym shirt.
Check it out. Hit the gym up. Yeah.
He's all into fitness.
Fitness.
I'm all into fitness too. Fitness pizza in my mouth.
Yeah, you know, man, it keeps me freaking active. If I wasn't working out, I'd probably be like, I don't know if I'd have the energy to do this podcast.
Well, as everybody can tell, I work out a lot. Look at this physique.
I work out. He's got a body like a god.
Yeah.
Just so happens to be Buddha, but it's all good.
Well, hey, you know, whatever.
You're still a god, remember that.
Yeah.
So, guys, you know, today we're going to talk a little bit about basically the Dybbuk Box. And I actually want to talk a little bit about the actual what a Dybbuk is.
Yeah.
You know, and or Dybbuk. I've
Dybbuk.
been reading, you know, some stuff on it. So I'm like, how do you pronounce this damn thing?
You read?
Okay, it had pictures and I
click video.
yeah, we're probably not getting into other things too. To be honest with you, I mean, there's not a huge history.
No,
it.
this is probably not going to be a very long episode.
Yeah, and it definitely, you know, it may like I said, we probably stray a little bit, but we're actually you were telling me.
I'm going to ruin it at the end.
Well, you were telling me you were wanting to talk a little bit about the Creep Show.
I do.
The Creep Show.
So this week, they announced they are doing a Creep Show series. Okay, it is going to be 6 episodes. I say episodes. It's going to be 6 shows. Each show is going to have 2 episodes, so it's going to be a 12-episode series. And they're doing it along the lines of the original movie, which I'm pretty excited about. I love that movie. What they're doing is the reason why I wanted to talk about this is Adrienne Barbeau is coming back for it. Adrienne Barbeau was a big part of the first one. She was in that episode, The Crate. She played Billy, and she, you know,
I remember now.
The mouthy wife or whatever. But there's been some information that's come out about this, and I'm going to tell you right now, I had my mind totally blown because I can't believe I didn't know this information. So I found out that this Creep Show series is going to be not only is it a throwback to the original, but it's kind of a reunion in sorts. There are some people that are coming in, like Adrienne Barbeau. The one that blew my mind was Joe Hill. Joe Hill was the if you know the original movie, Joe Hill was the little boy that at the beginning of the movie, Tom Atkins was his dad, and he was getting on to his boy about reading the Creep Show comic.
Yep,
okay, so Joe Hill is the little boy. Do you know who Joe Hill is? Joe Hill is Stephen King's son.
Oh, shit.
Joe Hill is an author. I've got some of his books. He put out a fantastic book called Heart-Shaped Box.
Okay, I've heard of that book.
I had no idea. I knew who Joe Hill was, and I knew he was Stephen King's son, but I had no idea that he was the little boy in that movie.
I feel like we discussed that before about him being Stephen
an author?
King's son.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew he was. I knew that he was Stephen King's son.
So he was even acting under an alias and under a pseudonym or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know what they credited him as in the movie,
Gotcha.
but this is going to really crank your bait. Guess who's leading this project?
Don't tell me it's.
Mind blown.
Is it freaking James Wan? No?
Greg Nicotero.
Oh, yeah. I
From
love
Walking
Greg
Dead
Nicotero.
fame.
Well, he's awesome anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love Greg Nicotero. That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy, dude? I cannot wait. This is going to be a Shudder exclusive. I can't wait, dude. It's going to be awesome.
That's freaking sweet, man. Yeah, what was else? Was he having a part in?
Well, he was part of that Eli Roth, The History of Horror.
Yeah, but he was a
in
movie
that.
was coming out. I want to say, wasn't it? He was gonna have a part in the Scary Stories Tell in the Dark. Wasn't he gonna have a part in that?
You know, I think you're right.
Well,
I think you're right.
I know there's a big movie coming out that I really want to see that he is going to be a part of. So.
Yeah, I missed out on getting the poster for that movie. I get rewards from the movie theater, and one of their rewards was the actual 27 by 40 movie poster for that. And they're all sold out.
Should I slap you now or should I slap you later?
I was so mad, dude.
Damn, that sucks.
You know, because I get points for going to movies and stuff. And you can use those points and redeem them towards movie posters and
speaking of going to movies,
popcorn and movies and different things.
Are you planning on going to?
Dude, I have got to see that movie. I have been reading the buzz on it. Everybody absolutely loves this new
That's what
Pet
I hear.
Cemetery.
That's what I hear. I hear it was the best remake ever.
So, yes, I'm going.
You going tomorrow or you? That's okay for now.
When do you have
I don't know
time?
if I can. I don't know if I can get out there or not because I've been so damn busy.
If it wasn't Saturday night, we'd go tonight.
No shit.
But it'll be packed.
Fuck.
And we'd have to go all the way to Waynesville because
Yeah.
it's not playing in Rolla.
Anyway, yeah, we're definitely gonna be seeing that, folks.
Yeah, for sure. Probably in the next couple of days.
Everyone out there in YouTube land.
I cannot wait to see that movie.
Yeah, and let us know if you guys have been, speaking of the Creep Show thing, if you guys have been up on it. Leave us something in the comments. Let us know what you think about it. Give us your input and let us know if you think it's going to be worthy. I mean, shoot, with Greg Nicotero being a part of it, I can't say it's not going to be.
Yeah.
There's a ton of freaking awesome horror news coming out, man.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff going on.
I cannot wait.
Really cool stuff.
We're going to see Pet Sematary, and we're also going to go see freaking Scary Stories Tell in the Dark, dude. I got to see that. You sent me that trailer. I was like, dude.
Yeah, I was shocked when I watched that trailer because I was not expecting that.
Okay, let me put it this way. I was never a big reader, ever. And that book I read, and I kept it all the time. So, I mean, even when I wasn't reading it, I just like to have it around. You know what I mean? So that book is awesome, dude. That was such a good. The artwork for that is really killer, man.
Yeah,
classic stuff.
I like how when you read through that book, how it's got the little they intended you to read that book to young children.
Oh yeah.
So that they've got all the stuff in there where it's like, and the man with the hook jumped out of the woods, and then in parentheses it'll say, make a fast motion towards the kid.
Yeah, it gave you directions.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and that when I read the script, or not the script, I read like the basics of the movie coming out. And it said that it was going to be kids investigating murders that are going on around there. That was cool to me, man. That's nostalgic for me. That's huge nostalgia for me. So, and that book was awesome. So
well, and there's a lot of stuff out there like that. Like one of my favorite, more modern movies was Trick or Treat, and
Great
that had a
movie.
lot of kids in it, and
yes, that it gives you that Halloween, like when you're a kid, that Halloween
Love
feel.
that movie.
That was a really good
Love that
movie.
movie.
Really good movie.
And then Stranger Things on Netflix, which I know you haven't got to watch yet.
You know what?
but
Speaking of that,
it's been a great.
I might
great
stop
series.
by. I might stop by the movie place after I leave the gym tonight and rent the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's pretty good. 3rd season's getting ready to start. I think it starts in July.
God, yeah, I got to catch up. I heard it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, guys,
Should
there's
be
a lot
good.
of horror stuff. Since we're finally getting out there on YouTube,
Yeah, now
if
you get to
guys-
see our pretty faces.
Yeah, if you guys got some suggestions for us, some underground stuff, maybe. I mean, overseas films. We don't have a lot of access to a whole lot of overseas stuff because of the stuff that we look at. It's some stuff is. just not there.
Some stuff we do though. It's crazy
Some,
the
yeah.
amount of foreign films that are on Netflix these days.
See, I don't have Netflix. I know.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There's too many. There are too many things out there to spend your money on.
Yeah.
And Netflix, the price keeps going up. I may not have it for much longer, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I really want to move over to Shudder. Shudder's doing a lot more
Oh yeah.
independent stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't. Maybe not independent, but their own.
Their own movies.
Their own.
stuff
They're
like
putting
that.
out their own stuff.
Their own
like
series.
Creepshow,
Yeah.
you know? And I really want to move over to Shudder. And if you've got an Amazon account, you can get Shudder fairly cheap.
Yeah,
You can run
for
it
some
through-
reason I remember seeing something on TV about Shutter the other day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, I
yeah,
probably
occasionally
definitely
you'll
get
see
into
an
that.
ad for it.
But yeah, so if you guys got any suggestions for us, let us know in the comments, and we'll check it out for sure. And I tell you what, if you guys have, I got an idea, and I'm gonna put it out here live on the video because he's never.
Guy's got ideas.
Well, JT hasn't really heard this because it literally just popped in my head 2 seconds ago. Why don't we do for YouTube land here? Why don't we do trailer reviews?
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's get like
There's some good ones out there.
some movies that are gonna be coming out soon, and start doing some trailer reviews.
Yeah, because we can easily put them into the video.
Yeah, and not only that, yeah, we could. I mean, that's 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes of a trailer reviews and stuff like that, depending on how many got. So if you guys got some that are coming out, put them in the drop them in the bottom below there, guys, in the comments, and we'll check them out, and we'll just record some reviews for you guys on them and see what we think. That's a good idea.
The camera fucks me up.
Well, that's why I'm looking directly.
Sorry, guys, you're looking at my ear and the back of my head, but
Well,
hey, whatever.
I'm looking right at the camera. I'm trying to look right at the camera. That way,
That's all right. He's better looking than I am.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You big sexy.
That's what they call me.
All right, so let's get into this.
Okay.
So we already told you guys we're going to be talking about the Dybbuk Box. So just to tell you guys what a Dybbuk box is, so a Dybbuk is a restless, usually malicious spirit. It's believed to be able to haunt and even possess the living.
Yeah, it's like restless. It's a traveling spirit, and it's basic. I mean, it's Jewish mythology.
Yes.
And they consider like a restless traveler. The meaning actually of it is like to adhere or cling.
To cling,
Anything like that.
Right.
So.
Right. And that's what it does.
And that's what an actual Dybbuk is.
And the Dybbuk is what gets trapped inside the box. So we kind of got to get into the whole Dybbuk box thing. This is a fairly new deal. The term Dybbuk box didn't even exist before 2001.
Yeah, because of
and it was because of this guy Kevin Manis. He claimed to get a hold of a Dybbuk box. He bought the box at an estate sale. It was in a pallet of like antiques and stuff, and he found this box, and it was a wine box of all things. and he brought this thing home, and he owns
a shop. He owned like a resale shop for antiques and stuff like that. Curator shop, so to speak.
Yeah. So he ended up getting this thing through an estate sale, and he took it home.
I love this story because
it's kind of a weird story. He ends up giving this box to his mother for her birthday.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, first of all, before we get to the part where he's having some crazy shit happen because of this box, right? So this guy, the douchebag, decides, I'm going to give this to my mom for her birthday.
Yeah.
When you know it's haunted and shit.
Yeah.
Let's just give it to my mom.
He didn't really realize it was because of the box. He just, thought it was a strange, antique or whatever.
I'll give you that one. That he doesn't know it yet. Okay. But then, I don't go ahead.
I was just going to get into the whole thing of he ends up giving this thing to his mother for her birthday, which coincidentally his mother's birthday was on October 31st.
Lucky.
Yeah. I wish my birthday was on October 31st. But he gives this gift. If you could call it a gift, it's the gift of the Dybbuk.
Yeah. Of Satan.
He gives this box to his mother, thinking that she'll like it for her birthday, and she ends up having a massive stroke the same day he gave it to her.
And okay, this is
happy birthday, Mom. Stroke out.
And this is what I'm talking about. I'll give you that one. Okay, he gave it to his mom. Didn't know nothing was wrong with it.
Did he have something against his mom?
Well, here's the thing. I will let you have that one. From the research I read, he gave it to his mom. She had he was having crazy shit happen, okay? Give it to his mom. His mom has a freaking heart attack. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. He didn't know what was going on. Then he tries to give it to his brother. And then he tries to give it to his sister.
Yeah. He's just passing this thing around. Was it? I don't know.
I mean, come on, bro. Yeah. Just sell the thing or give it away to somebody.
Just keep it in the family.
I'm going to try to kill everyone.
The funny thing is he tried to get rid of it. He tried to get rid of it several times, and it kept coming back.
The first time he tried to get rid of it, that wasn't someone that was part of his family. The person, he found it sitting at his shop.
Yeah, he sold it to a couple, and they had it for a few days, and he got up one morning and found this thing sitting on his front porch.
Yeah, on his front porch. That's right. Yep.
And
it said there is extreme darkness or something in here.
Yeah, and we don't want those.
Yeah.
We don't want anything to do with it. So he ends up with this thing back in his possession. I don't know what to say about that. It's just, as far as like going back to just real quick, the Dybbuk. Go ahead.
The Dybbuk part, the actual Dybbuk itself, the soul, the spirit, whatever you want to call it. Those have been around since like the earliest known was 16th century.
Right. Okay.
So those are pretty dated.
Right.
But the
whole Dybbuk box.
The Dybbuk box deal,
right.
It's fairly new, and you're going to see out there, guys.
It is, but the story behind this goes way back.
Yeah. And I mean,
if you believe the story.
Ever since this guy made this thing famous on eBay, there's a shit ton of them that are just copy. They're just people making them and selling them, saying that they are what they are.
And we're going to talk about Steve Huff here in a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean this one here just so happened to I can give you one guess who owns it now.
Oh well, I know who owns it. They may not know who owns it, but he's probably going to let Aaron open it.
Oh, good old Zach Baggins.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, he's already opened the thing.
Yeah, he opened it on TV.
Yeah, they did a live episode. But let's get into how he got it.
There you go.
Okay.
Get on.
So there's a big, long story behind this, and you guys are going to have to take this with a grain of salt because it's really weird. So this guy bought this box at an estate sale. had some weird shit happen at his own home. So he gives it to his mother. She almost dies.
Nice guy.
And then she said something. She scribbled a note. What did the note say?
Hate gift.
Hate gift. That's it. Hate gift. So he ends up taking this thing back, and he talks to the granddaughter of the woman that had passed away. He talks to the granddaughter, and he says, well, this is before all that happened, and
this is when he was buying it.
This is when he had already bought it and gave her the money and had left with it. And as he got to looking at it, he thought, oh, this must be some kind of family heirloom or something. So he went back to the granddaughter who was running the estate sale, and she said, he said, hey, I feel bad about taking this. Can you give me some story behind it? And basically what she told him was her grandmother was, her name was Havela.
Havela, yep.
Okay. She was a Holocaust survivor, and she was she was from German-occupied Poland. There's more story about her that we'll get into here in a minute, but whenever he heard about her being a Holocaust survivor and having this box and tracking it down and all this stuff, he offered to give it back to her, and the granddaughter,
she got pissed,
told him, we don't want it.
You bought it.
She told him the box had been kept in her grandmother's sewing room and was never opened because a Dybbuk was said to live inside it.
Yeah, they said that whenever, she was super nice and everything, and then when he was talking about, well, here, you can have it back.
Right.
Then she kind of switched her attitude around.
No, she didn't want it back.
Yeah, didn't they say something, wasn't it locked up or something? Locked up?
Well, these women. Okay, so if we want to get into that now, so Havela. So let's talk about how this was created. So Havela and her cousin's name was Sophie. So Havela and Sophie, they used to conduct numerous seances when they lived in Poland, and this was prior to World War II. Okay, and I'm already boring him with my story.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby. So this was prior to World War II. Spiritualism was very popular. I mean,
we talked about that.
Everybody was big into spiritualism back
board.
then. So a lot of people played with Ouija boards and held seances and blah, blah, blah. So these two girls, they were cousins, Havela and Sophie. They used to do these seances, and they would use a pendulum and a spirit board or Ouija board. And they communicated with numerous spirits, but they had one that kept popping up that they talked to a lot. The spirit asked to be brought over to our world. And the girls, of course they didn't want to do that. They were scared to do that. So they thought about it for a little while, and they decided, okay, we're going to bring this spirit over because we really want to see, just like the rest of us, we want to see. I want to believe.
Yeah, that's why we're
here. So on November 10th of 1938, they brought this entity into our world. Once it was here, they were unable to trap the spirit. Their plan was they were going to trap the spirit in this box, and it would be trapped.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they were unable to trap the spirit in the box. Shortly after all of this happened, Havela and her family were sent to a concentration camp during the Holocaust. Horrible time.
Yeah.
We don't even want to talk about the Holocaust. It's horrible.
Sad time.
Absolutely horrible. So most of Havela's family died in this concentration camp.
Yeah.
She escaped. When she escaped, during this time, the original box was lost. Nobody knew where it was. Whatever. She escaped to Spain, where her and Sophie tracked down this box. She was able to bind the spirit to the box that we know about today.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so, we're talking World War II. We had just said to you that this was a new thing, this Dybbuk Box. What we're telling you is the story that this Kevin Mannis told about the Dybbuk Box.
Yeah, so basically, guys, what we're saying is that the term Dybbuk Box is new, fairly. But what they did, what Havela and Sophia did, was a long time ago. And basically,
Allegedly,
yeah. And
this is all what Kevin Mannis. This is a story that he told, that he claims he was told by her granddaughter, who put him in touch with Sophie. At the time, Sophie was still alive.
Okay. Yeah. And basically, I mean.
Now, like I said, we don't know how much truth there is to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. We don't know. We just tell the story and get it out there.
I'm going to tell you what I believe at the end.
He hates everybody.
I do. No, I don't. I love everybody.
You guys.
Love everybody.
But yeah, basically, I mean, it's just a story of them trapping. It's almost like a genie in a bottle type situation. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put that.
It's just it trapped it into something. Like we talked about before on previous episodes, guys, that things hold energy. So they just put that energy into this box. It just so happened to be in this wine.
And we briefly talked about the Dybbuk Box in our Haunted Objects episode.
Yep.
Very brief. We're getting a little more in depth with it. So let's talk about this Mannis guy and some of the stuff that he
don't you throw that pen at me.
He experienced.
Violent.
I throw whatever the hell I want.
Violent. Here, why don't you sit back and talk to them?
Well, because I like looking at you.
I know you do. I'm just trying to make it to where we talk to them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But if you're comfortable talking to me, talk to me. Look into my...
What was it Bender said? Or not, I'm sorry, it wasn't Bender. It was Peter from Family Guy.
Oh, Peter.
About talking into all the robot penises. Sorry, I went there.
We're talking about hey, on tonight's episode, robot penises.
Hell yeah.
And now with the weather.
It's soggy.
Oh,
it's moist.
Moist, Daddy.
So, tell me a story.
What do you want to hear a story about?
Well, let's talk about this Mannis guy.
Okay.
This Mook.
Mannis.
Mannis.
This is the guy who...
We're not talking about Mantis, which was a great show.
This is the guy who basically copyrighted, dubbed Dybbuk Box.
Here, I'll help you with the other side of the quotation.
But he's the one to come up with this name and stuff, and he put this big old story out there so he could sell this thing on eBay. And
yeah, because it was all about making some money.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know. What's strange to me about the whole situation is now there are all kinds of Dybbuk boxes popping up on eBay.
Well, that's what I was telling you. That's what I was
you had
saying,
mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wish I could freaking remember her name. I watched a couple YouTube things about the Dybbuk Box and all that, and there's a chick on there.
Tell you what, there is a girl, Haley Reese, did a fantastic episode about the Dybbuk Box.
Yeah, this lady, she even said it. She's like, I'll let you know that now.
Haley Reese is very pretty too.
Is she blonde?
And she has like 900,000 followers.
Is she blonde?
Yes.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one I'm talking about.
She did a very good episode.
Yeah, because she said she's like now. She said. I'll tell you that there are a ton of just ever since this one popped up, people making their own, saying it's this, saying it's that, just to make money.
So let's talk about some of the occurrences that these people were claiming were happening. So this Manis guy was having. He opens the box.
Yep.
He opens the box. Inside, it contained 2 1920s pennies, a lock of blonde hair with a cord around it, a lock of black or brown hair with a cord around
All
it.
All
bound. A small statue engraved with the Hebrew word shalom, and a small golden white wine goblet, a dried rosebud, and a single candle holder with 4 octopus-shaped legs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's actually some pictures of the interior of this box. That's exactly what you see in the picture, is what was described there. So once this guy opened this thing, he experienced a series of horrific nightmares.
Yes, very vivid about all this.
Very vivid. Like we told you before, he gave the box to his mother. His mother suffered a stroke on the same day he gave her the box. The box, it's really strange, and I kind of got this from Haley Reese, but it was also in here. The box emits smells of either cat urine
or lavender
or jasmine.
Jasmine.
Haley Reese had a really good theory on that, and she said it sounded to her like if this thing wanted to attach to you, it would emit the smell of jasmine.
Because basically, that was whenever he gave it to his brother, correct?
Yes.
And his brother smelled the jasmine, but his brother's wife smelled cat urine. Super strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was saying that his brother was the target of the spirit of the Dybbuk.
Right.
In the situation.
Well, and a lot of the people, strangely enough, a lot of the people that actually had possession of this box had these strange and vivid nightmares about the same old hag-looking.
Yeah, he said that he had nightmares about every one of his friends, and then to be a situation where he'd be with one of his friends, and then they'd all of a sudden turn into this thing.
Yeah,
whatever,
this old woman.
Which is all, kind of reminds me of, which is a great movie, dude. Super creepy, almost made me puke multiple times. Freaking Drag Me to Hell.
Yes. I love that movie,
dude. That's such a good.
A lot of people hated that movie. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Creep me, dude. So disgusting.
Yeah, very gross.
That part where she's chewing on her chin in the car.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. Or then when she goes to her house.
Didn't she at one time she vomited some sort of clear
she went to
fluid
her
or
house.
something?
She went to her house to give her the coin back because she had passed away. But she had passed away. They were in the middle of the funeral. So she goes into and she trips over. The body falls on top of her and just dumps all this stuff inside of her.
Yes.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. That movie's so fucking good.
Anytime something vomits in somebody's mouth, yeah.
Well, dude, the part where she's chewing on her chin when they wrecked the car, and then she teeth are all knocked out, so she gets in the front seat and she's like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys, if you haven't seen this movie, you have to watch it.
You just gave me the creeps.
It is good, and it will creep you. It's creepy.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Disgusting. But yeah, basically.
Has nothing to do with the Dybbuk Box, but it is a good movie.
It's going back to the gypsy pole, just the thing. It reminded me of that. But he was saying he was having nightmares, and it was his friends would eventually in the nightmare turn into this person or thing or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So
do you know where the box ended up?
Right after this?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It ended up in Kirksville, Missouri.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I did know that.
I would assume, because that was a big part of the story.
Yeah.
Because what happened was there was a student that went to Truman State University in Kirksville, Missouri.
Yeah.
Got a hold of the box, and his name was Iosif. I know I'm going to mess this up. Nitsky or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got a hold of this box, and he ended up getting in touch with this Jason Haxton, who was the director of the Museum of Osteopathic Medicine in Kirksville, Missouri. This Nitsky's guy did some blogs regarding the box and was ready to be rid of it. So Nitsky sold it to this Haxton guy. And Haxton wrote a book called The Dybbuk Box.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure if that's what the movie The Possession was based on. I don't think so. Because the movie Possession is really strange. Just like the story that we're talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Go figure.
Same thing.
So this Haxton guy, he ends up getting a hold of this box, and he opens it. We just told you not to open the damn box, and you opened it anyway. Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
So anyway, he opens this box.
Damn it, Carl.
And he claims that he developed strange health issues.
Hives and stuff.
Hives. He was coughing up blood. He was getting welts like head to toe. Just all kinds of weird stuff. He consulted with rabbis, which are, Jewish leaders.
Not sure what
I'm
the hell
not sure
that
what
was.
that is, but yeah, strange.
I got your back, dog. Don't worry.
Strange that we're talking about Dybbuk Box and there's
Someone's trying to
occurrences.
tear a door down or something.
So he talked to these rabbis about trying to figure out a way to seal this box up again. And apparently these rabbis were able to help him seal this box. Now, I've got a little story about him sealing that box.
About Jack and Diane?
A little story about Jack and Diane. So Paxton was advised to put the box in a gold-lined wooden box. So he took this wine box and he built a wooden box and he lined the interior of it with gold paint or gold flake or something.
Yeah,
he lined the interior of it with gold and he put the box inside there. And then he took that wooden box and he put it inside a military-style steel box and buried it. Once he buried this thing, all his problems went away. He, was no longer getting hives, coughing up blood. His health returned to normal, or whatever. Well, he left this thing buried for years, and never had any issues with it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to Bradley about that yesterday, actually, because he called me. He's like, dude, did you know? And he started talking to me about stuff that happened with the Dybbuk Box or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I know it was in Missouri for a while. Mm-hmm. And but he was, just a quick little note, he was talking about how some people are saying that, claiming that basically the Dybbuk Box was the cause of World War II.
World War II.
Because
I don't believe that.
It inspired a book that was written that,
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's...
Man, too bad he's not here for me to argue with.
Oh, no.
Because you know how I like to argue.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. I hear.
I guess we'll wait and tell our little what we think in the end.
Okay, yeah, I think we ought to wait till the end on that. So anyway, he talks to these rabbis. They tell him how to stop it, so he stops it, buries this thing, stayed buried for years. He finally decides that he's gonna dig this thing back up and give it to somebody. Who does he give it to? Zach Bagans.
So that's the guy who gave it to him.
That's the guy who gave it to
on
Zach
the show.
Bagans. Yes.
Okay, because I watched the show.
Yeah. He ends up unearthing this box and gives it to Zach Bagans. Zach Bagans did a show and he opened this thing and
live on.
I don't even know if the guy's still alive. I don't know.
He's dead.
Either.
He's inside the box.
Get in the box.
Get in the box, Aaron. This is the most haunted thing in the world. If you open it up, it could kill you. So we're going to send Aaron in alone to open the box.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a strange story. A lot of strange happenings around it. What really interested me about the story was the fact that, so this guy listed this thing on eBay in 2001. That was the first time the world had ever heard of a Dybbuk box. The Jewish faith had heard of Dybbuks forever.
Since the 16th century, yeah.
Forever. But this is the first time the world had ever heard of a Dybbuk box. Was in 2001. So, he sells this thing. Well, now, if you get on eBay now, there's a bunch of them. So, have you heard of this guy? His name's Stephen Huff.
Yes.
Okay. Stephen Huff runs this, I don't know what you would call it, but he runs a thing called Huff Paranormal. This guy has done a lot of stuff for the paranormal world. He's done some very interesting stuff. He came up with a box that he claims he can communicate with the dead. I've watched a lot of videos with this thing.
The spirit box.
The spirit box.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I honestly think it's pretty cool. Well, he put out a video. He bought a couple different Dybbuk boxes and a haunted mirror from eBay and took them home and got together with his spirit box and was talking to him, trying to figure out, are these things real? Are they not? What's the deal with them? All of these Dybbuk boxes, some of them are sealed with chains. Most of them are sealed with wax. They've got wax melted all over them, so you can't get in them. You could cut the wax and get in them.
Damn baby bells.
Yeah. Very interesting video that he did with these things. I'm going to tell you right now, he doesn't believe it. He said something that was very interesting. It reminded me of another movie that we absolutely love. And when I tell you about this, I think you'll figure out the movie. So he talked about how these things induce a fear response in people. How there's really nothing to the box, but if you tell somebody enough backstory about something,
oh yeah,
they will become afraid of it.
Yeah.
And if you become afraid of something, it will manifest energy.
Yeah, you are creating that energy.
You become the conduit of this fear-inducing energy.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of it's in your mind.
Yeah.
So the movie that I'm talking about is, of course, Phantasm.
God, I love that.
Mike goes in to
see the fortune teller.
The box pops up. He puts his hand in the box, and they tell him, "Don't fear. It's your fear that gets you." And that was this guy's claim on this. Very interesting video. At the end of the video, he was getting ready to cut one of these things open and see what was inside it, and the video went off. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna have to do a part 2 video." But one thing that was cool about that video that I was watching is he had a really nice camera, probably better than this one that we've got here. But he had a very nice camera that all of a sudden he lost all power to this camera and couldn't get it to work again. So he had to cut his video. Well, his video just cut off, and then it comes back to him, and you can tell the videos that he's getting a different video feed from somewhere. Don't know what happened there, but just coincidence.
Well, it's like you say, it's like they say.
He didn't believe in the thing, so it wasn't his fear that did it.
Well,
but if you believe something hard enough, you can make things happen.
Or if you're studying, like they have, people who say, "Oh, I've been studying this, whatever, I've been studying about possessions for 2 years now." Stuff starts happening because you got.
And now I've turned into Zach Bacon.
Yeah, I'm possessed all the time. Walk to the subway, got possessed. No, but like
you might get possessed at the New York subway.
Yeah. No, you produce energy.
Yes. Be it positive or negative.
Yeah, be it whatever it is. Like with me, I love to be happy. I love to laugh. I love to crack jokes all the time. I'm a smart ass. I don't like drama.
Boy, is he.
I don't like drama. Drama is not for me. I hate it. I'm lucky I have a wife who also hates drama. That's why she has almost no female friends. And her friends that are females hate drama too. So it's kind of but you feed off of that. Whatever you're putting out there, people say it's simple. It's simple, and people say it all the time. Oh, positive vibes, man, positive thoughts. But that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, positivity.
The power of positivity.
Yeah, can do a lot of things.
It's a little new day there.
Now, also the negativity can do tremendous things too.
And actually, the negativity can do more harm than the positivity can do good.
Yeah.
But people always say, think positive, think positive, think positive.
So I don't know.
I've been thinking positive for years, and it ain't worked.
Yeah. I don't know. With the whole Dybbuk thing, the way I look at things is this one box may have been something that I could take this bottle and I could say, I'm doing an incantation and I'm going to trap something in this water bottle. And we close it.
We can't open it.
We can't open it. We're going to close it up.
That water's going to go stagnant.
This is a Dybbuk water bottle. And that's what it is.
Okay.
I believe that, there's stuff out there that...
I believe he's full of shit.
No. I'm serious. I believe that people can... come up with their own ways of... That's like people who put... my mom, she puts pennies in her socks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of... We've talked about those before. Old wives' tales.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but just if I told you, look, man, there's this demon, and I got to get rid of this thing. And you're like, well, dude, I heard that if you put it in this shoebox and we tape it up with fucking whatever, it's going to keep it in there.
Duct tape. It's got to be duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything.
So that's what we do.
Yeah.
We put it in there, and guess what? It helps you out.
Yeah.
Now, did you really have a demon? That's the question. The question for me is not whether this Dybbuk box is real. The question for me is...
I see where you're coming from now.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The question for me is...
In your mind, did you put a demon in that bottle? I take a demon out of the bottle.
Going back to positive thinking and negative thinking.
Okay. I see where you're coming from now. Did you actually put a demon in there, or did you subconsciously fix your problem by thinking that you put a demon in that bottle?
And it also goes the other way too, is that sometimes people really do have demon.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not they could put it in something, but sometimes people really have that. You know what I mean? Sometimes people have something. But yeah, you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about this actual Dybbuk box though is, okay, is it real? Did this box really exist back in World War II? Either it did or it didn't. I don't know. Most of these Dybbuk boxes, though, they usually have symbols or something inscribed into them. What was really strange is one of the things that they talk about being inscribed in these is what they call a Sherma. And a Sherma is a Hebrew prayer. It's basically the first line of a Hebrew prayer. And I actually found that what it actually says, and this was straight out of the Bible. It was Deuteronomy 6:4, if I'm looking at that right. Yeah, Deuteronomy 6:4. And the prayer starts, "The Lord is our God, the Lord is one." This is what's printed on this box. Just those two lines. And they claim that is what's going to keep this demon in this box unless you open it.
Well, we had this conversation there with our last episode.
We did.
As far as I did, as far as me talking about, what I think humans can do when it comes to the devil or a demon.
Right. Yeah, because if you guys don't know, if you didn't watch the last video, we talked about the movie The Exorcist.
First of all.
Please go watch that video. There's a lot of really cool information in there. And there's a tie-in to this episode.
Yes.
Did you see... So this Jason Paxton, I had already told you he had given the box to...
Baggins?
Yeah, that guy.
Bilbo Baggins.
Probably for something they're going to use on Aaron. I don't know. But they claim that... Well, this is kind of getting into the movie.
Okay.
Do we want to get into the movie?
We can't touch it. I mean,
okay.
Basically,
I just kind of want to touch on it.
Yeah.
I want to touch it.
He just wants to touch on it a little bit. Just touch it. Basically, something good about this is that it put out a pretty good movie.
It did. The first time I saw it, I was kind of like...
iffy?
Yeah, I was iffy with it. So I watched it again. It's actually a really decent movie. If you guys haven't seen it, what we're talking about is the movie The Possession. Came out in 2012. It was directed by this Oli Bornedal, I guess is how you pronounce that.
Some horrible names.
It starred Kira Sedgwick, super famous. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, super famous. And it was basically the story of a young girl. She buys an antique box at a yard sale. She takes it home, unaware that inside the box lives a malicious ancient spirit. The girl's father teams with his ex-wife, Kira Sedgwick, to find a way to end the curse. So basically, this girl, she opens this box, and just like in The Exorcist, there's a slow progression into madness for this young girl. There are some really cool scenes in this movie, some very freaky stuff. There's just some crazy amount of stuff that happened in this movie. But there's some even crazier stuff that happened behind the scenes. They claim that the demon inside the box, and you hear towards the end of the movie when they hire the rabbi, well, they don't hire him, they get a rabbi to come in
for his assistant.
And they ask him to help with their issue. He claims that this is a demon named Abizu. So Abizu, in Jewish form, Abizu is the Jewish form of the demon Pazuzu,
which is in
The Exorcist.
Ding, ding, ding.
I can't make this shit up. I wish I could. If I could, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, we'd be making damn movies.
You know, this movie didn't make a lot of money. Some people may have never even heard of it. If you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. It's a pretty cool movie. It's not The Exorcist. Don't get me wrong. Nothing can stand up to The Exorcist.
But that's the point. It ain't The Exorcist. That's the whole thing.
Right.
It's its own movie. It's a good movie to watch.
It is really cool. It's got a cool story. There's some really cool scenes on there.
I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, guys. Come on.
Yeah. You know, I watched through some of that, and man, there's some creepy shit going on in that movie, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
But anyway, we'll talk a little bit about the budget, because Ryan's all into budget.
What's the damn budget?
So the budget for this movie was $14 million. It made in the box office $78.5 million. That's a pretty good take for a horror movie of this, caliber. It's not on par with The Exorcist, but there weren't people dying in the frickin' aisles either. You know, maybe if some people would have died at the movie theater.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things die at the movie theater, and usually it's the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me. And they're trying to ruin some other ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Little Mermaid.
Dude, no. Oh yeah.
Oh, but anyway,
I can't help it, dude. And what's damn it? Yeah, don't get me started. I get pissed off.
The movie The Possession was actually inspired by a Los Angeles Times article called "A Jinx in a Box." And it was
jinx in the box.
Yeah, it was written by Leslie Kornstein. And basically in that, she was talking about this Dybbuk Box. And she did an article on the Dybbuk Box. And the director and the writer got a hold of the story, because it was in the Los Angeles Times.
Yeah.
I mean, they read the story and thought, hey, that might be an interesting movie. So they changed a lot of it. I mean, of course, it's complete fiction, but they kept the core principle the same. But some interesting stuff, though. So this Jason Paxton guy who owned the Dybbuk Box, this was before he gave it to Zach Bagans. He gave it to Zach Bagans in, I think, 2017.
Yeah, it was fairly recent.
This movie came out in 2012. So this Jason Paxton was actually in contact with the production company and the director of the movie, because of course they wanted some of his backstory or whatever. He actually offered to let them use the original Dybbuk Box in the movie. They turned it down.
Yeah,
they said no.
We don't need none of that shit.
They had it. They had the Dybbuk Box, but they decided they did not want to use it. There were several of the stars in the movie that were like,
yeah,
absolutely not. I don't want anything to do with it. So what they did is they made a replica of the box, and that's what they actually use in the movie. Strangeness ensues, though. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan, it's kind of funny. He actually went on Jimmy Fallon and was promoting the movie. And while he was doing that, Jimmy Fallon asked him. He's like, "Okay, so you're doing this, movie about this Dybbuk Box, blah blah blah." He said, "Did anything weird actually happen or whatever?" And Jeffrey Dean Morgan actually got pretty serious, and he was like, "Yeah, actually, there was some weird stuff happen." They had several times where lights on the set exploded in the middle of them trying to cut a scene. They said that happened numerous times. One of the biggest things that happened, though, was after they wrapped. After they wrapped and they got all the production done, they had all these props in a warehouse, and they didn't just want to get rid of the props because they didn't know if they were going to have to go back and recreate some scenes, during, post-production or whatever. So 2 days after they wrapped, something happened inside the warehouse and it burnt to the ground.
Holy shit.
And the fire department came in, fire marshal, arson investigators, FBI, couldn't figure out what happened. They never could figure out what happened inside this warehouse that caused this. Something inside the warehouse spontaneously combusted.
That happens all the time, though, man.
And destroyed all the props for this movie.
As far as like creepy shit, there's some crazy shit happens on a lot of these movies, man. Yeah. And there we go, feeding into that positive, negative shit.
And it's funny, I was trying to get a hold of a copy of this movie because I kind of wanted to watch through it and listen to the commentary just to see what the director says about it. I couldn't find a copy of it quick enough to get it before we did this episode. But pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, take a second to appreciate Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I fucking love that dude.
Yeah.
God dang, he's a badass.
Dude, I think my favorite character of him was when he played Happy in The Watchmen. Oh, dude, I love that character. I love that movie. That's a great movie.
Dude.
Great movie.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen him, though, as Negan in The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he fucking slayed.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on Walking Dead years ago. I just kind of got tired of it.
Dude, he's so good in that.
It was the same bullshit. I've never been a big zombie movie fan.
Zombie lovers unite.
Some of them are cool. Like, I think the greatest zombie movie ever made was Shaun of the Dead.
Oh. Smack you in the mouth.
Them's just jokes. That is a great movie.
No, it is a good movie. It is a good movie.
But I just never been a big zombie movie fan. Probably if I had to pick my favorite zombie movie, and this was probably going to screw a lot of people up, but I think I'd have to go with Return of the Living Dead.
Great movie.
I just love that movie, dude. The punk rock feel to it.
I love all of the
when they had Quigley naked on a tomb and
Night of Living Dead.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
Night of Living Dead, all that, dude.
Night of the Living Dead was a great movie. I really loved the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Great movie. Great movie.
I really like the original, but I love the remake. I just really did.
Yeah, for me,
Ving Rhames is a bad motherfucker.
Ving Rhames. Yeah, I've always been a zombie guy.
Really?
I've always been
like
me.
Rob.
I'm a prepper. You know what I mean?
He's a prepper.
I'm a prepper, man. So it's like.
Dude, have you seen the zombie house? That's like all concrete blocks that move and.
Dude.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna get into some weird shit.
Go for it. That's why we're here. We're weird.
For me, man, I kind of talked about this before. I felt like I was born in the wrong time, or I was meant to be doing something. You know what I mean? I've always felt like I've had a higher purpose for something. You know what I'm saying? And it's not what you think. It's not like I'm supposed to be, teaching kids to read in Africa or, feeding the hungry.
Shit, you'd have to teach yourself to read first.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. At least somebody gets me. No, but I just knew that I was going to be part of something bigger or something was going to happen. Since I was very young age, I got into martial arts. I got in just using training with weapons.
Right.
My first Taekwondo tournament, man, I got first place in weapons. I was so excited and shit, I've always trained to be ready for a zombie apocalypse type situation. You know what I mean? So I've always been into that. And zombies were a huge part of my childhood.
Right.
Huge part of it, So those movies, even Night of the Living Dead,
dude, I'm gonna freaking die because if something happens, I'm gonna be like, shit, I gotta find my gun. Where did I put that?
Yeah.
Oh, and honey, what'd you do with the bullets? That's.
Something happens to me. I'm like, there's this gun. There's that gun.
You're gonna be like Bruce Willis and kick the frickin' coffee table and the gun pop out.
1000%, brother.
Yeah.
1000%. You know what I'm saying? I remember growing up, and this little side story here, guys. I know you don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
It's all gravy, baby.
We've talked about the Dybbuk Box all we can talk about it. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I remember growing up and like I was at my grandma's house. We lived on. I told the story before. If you haven't heard it, it's on one of our episodes. But we used to live on like 5 acres, man, and it was all wooded acreage, and we'd run all the time and stuff like that. And my grandparents moved onto our acreage, and they bought a double wide trailer, nice double wide trailer. We lived in a crappy trailer, single trailer, and they bought a nice double wide. They moved up, But anyway, I remember I was laying on the couch one day, and I was just sitting there, and I was rubbing my hand up underneath, I was a kid. I was probably 7, and I was just laying there like this, and I was just rubbing my hand up along the bottom of the couch, like feeling the little, old school grandma couches used to have those little things that hung off the bottom there, that
the little fringe,
fringy.
Yeah.
So I was like rubbing my hand up and down on that, just watching TV, and all of a sudden I felt something. I'm like, what the heck is that? Pull out double barrel 12 gauge.
Nice.
Side by side. And then I go, I'm like, and my grandma walks in. She's like, you put that down right now. I'm like, I didn't know what it was. I just felt it with my hand. Right. She's like, there's one of those in every room.
Nice.
So like, nice. I've always been.
My grandma didn't have one of those.
I've always been ready for whatever, man. I think everybody should,
Yeah.
And
you should be. It's a fucked up world we live in now.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you guys something. The reason why I said this before and stuff, but the reason why I still want to start this and I asked JT about this is because I want to talk to people. I want to hear people's stories that believe in things or.
Yeah, he's tired of listening to my stories.
not really. We talk all damn time about shit.
We do. It is so funny. So we've just started doing this podcast and now we're doing video. Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time. This is what we do.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, I love to talk to people. I love to hear their stories because, I've said this before when we kind of got this big, long conversation about it, but it's not really nothing complicated. We're all connected, man. We're all humans, and we're all connected some way.
We're connected like human centipede.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That movie sucked too. Everyone's like,
did.
"Oh, the movies are so good."
Horrible.
Even if you're just going off of like the horror, the gore, it's still a shitty movie. I didn't like it at all.
Well, yeah, everybody's connected mouth to ass.
It's just
it is shitty.
It wasn't that great of a movie.
Shitty.
But it's a real shitty situation to be in. But we're all connected. I love to hear people's stories about stuff. I talk to people all the time. My wife was on here, and she even talked about it. I'll sit there and look at somebody. I'm like, dude, I bet that guy has an awesome fucking story as hell. And
dude, he's walking down the street with an axe. Well, he's probably got a really cool story.
I'm gonna talk to that guy. That's the motherfucker I want to talk to. Yeah. No, I've just I've learned that through life that everyone's different, but everyone's connected. And I like hearing people's stories that believe in UFOs, Bigfoot. I had a really good friend of mine that I've lost contact with, and I love the dude, man. His name's Larry. His name's Larry Tomlinson, and he's older than me. He's probably your age, actually. He was in a band. He was a drummer, so he's old as shit, as you guys can tell.
Jesus.
No, but he was a drummer in a band, like. The dude.
I'm kind of looking for a drummer right now.
Well, the thing is like
as long as it's not country, I'm not doing okay.
No, he's a metalhead.
Hey.
Yeah, trust me. Hook
a guy up.
He was awesome, dude. I don't know if he's still alive.
Right. Oh, really?
He was on dialysis.
Oh.
And the thing about it is, what I was getting at is, I love to talk to the dude because he always had awesome fucking stories about shit. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, oh, dude, Larry's crazy. He's full of shit, And,
well, crazy Larry's got the best stories.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, he told me real shit, like.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear your guys' stories. So, that being said, kind of segue into this. let us know what you guys want to talk about. And
as you can tell, we'll talk about anything.
yeah, but
We really will.
If you got a story about UFOs, I want to hear it. Come in here and tell it.
Oh, speaking of which, so there's this new show on TV. Well, I don't know that it's new. Maybe a few months old. But it's called Paranormal Caught on Tape.
Yeah.
Caught on camera.
Caught on camera, yeah.
Paranormal Caught on Camera. There's a really cool episode about these guys driving in a car and they catch this pyramid-shaped UFO hovering above the Pentagon. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Russia.
I thought the same thing.
Damn Ruskies.
It's all collusion. But, no, but seriously, these guys are driving on the highway and they're taking this video with cell phone video out the windshield of the car. And you look at it and you think, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. It's probably a reflection on the windshield. Well, as they drive around this thing, they're moving their camera like over to, the side window and around the car as they're trying to get closer to this thing. Man, it looked freaking real, dude. It looked crazy. But what was weird is it was shaped like a pyramid. It was shaped like one of the pyramids of Giza. So that really made me start wondering, what if the pyramids are freaking UFOs?
Dun, dun, dun.
Could be. Could be.
Hey, man.
Tip of the iceberg there, buddy.
And that's my point, guys.
But what was cool about that, though, was they actually had another video from totally different person on the other side of the Pentagon out of his hotel room, and he was getting shots of the exact same thing. And there was a bunch of people, like video editing people and scientists and stuff, and they're like, there's no way to reproduce this. I mean, it just, the way the lighting on it, and there's like, a person couldn't have done this.
Yeah, what they say, it looks too real to be fake, or
yeah, exactly,
something like that.
It looks too fake to be real.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's there's all.
But that's kind of a cool show.
Yeah, man.
I've been kind of hooked on that.
Want you guys to.
But they talked about Bigfoot too. That's kind of Bigfoot. Oh, and that was a funny thing. My wife. I love my wife.
She's a Bigfoot.
My wife says to me, "Do you believe in Bigfoot?" And I said, honey, it's funny you asked that. We just had a conversation about Bigfoot could possibly be an interdimensional being. And she looked at me and said, shut the fuck up. I'm going to bed. I'm like, hey, where are you going? I want to talk about this. My wife knows better than to bring up these conversations with me because I'll talk her ear off.
Yeah, but for real, guys, like, that's the kind of conversations we want to have.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
What I mean? So
we love those kind of stories.
Yeah, send us into them.
We want to meet you.
Yes.
Good old YouTube.
Yeah, we want everybody out there.
Let me kick back here so you can see me. We want to talk to you guys.
Yeah, because this is where we can have free thoughts about anything.
Yeah, you guys can talk to us about anything. We don't care. We're open to anything.
Except for politics.
Hell, I'll even talk to you about politics.
Nah, it's got to be somewhat
But
horror.
you don't want to hear what I got to say.
It's got to be somewhat horror related. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, you think politics isn't horrible?
Yeah, I know, but
dude,
that's a conversation. You get me on politics, and we're gonna have a completely different podcast, and it's gonna be
yeah.
But
we try to stay away from religion a
little bit. Most part of it.
These past couple episodes, we've had to talk about it. We were forced to talk about it
because possessions.
But
and stuff.
we kind of danced around it. We didn't give our views and our insight into that, and probably never will. But if that's what you guys want to talk about, get a hold of us. We'll have a conversation about it.
We want to talk to you guys about. Like I said, I'm huge into werewolves and vampires and zombies.
Definitely.
All that stuff.
We're both horror freaks.
Yeah, anything, movies, soundtracks, which we need to do a soundtrack episode soon.
We could do that.
But
dude, Maximum Overdrive.
God.
Greatest soundtrack of any movie.
Probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And it's so...
Well, it's not my favorite movie.
It's one of mine. I don't give a shit.
Stephen King.
Yeah. Honey, get over here. The machine just called me an asshole.
I love that.
But, yeah, guys. I mean, we want to have fun conversations. So, looks like we're getting, about an hour in on this?
Oh, yeah. We're a little over an hour, but we're good.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to have conversations with you guys. We want to bring people in and have a face-to-face conversation and ask you, what do you feel about stuff? I would love to talk to someone about witchcraft.
Yeah, give us your opinion.
Yes,
I mean,
I'm not.
We don't want
here.
somebody to dance around a subject. We want you to jump in with both feet and say, "Hey, I think you're full of shit," or this is what I believe, or
yeah, we want to. I love to hear people's thoughts on shit because, man, sometimes I've had my mind changed a bunch. You know what I mean? From people.
I have
to
too.
them, and
I had my mind changed about the Dybbuk Box. I was all excited about it until I started doing the research.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I got to quit picking at the table. I'm sorry.
He's a picker, guys. But anyway, yeah, if you got a cool story or whatever, we want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. I want to hear your stories about vampires. I want to hear your stories about werewolves.
For sure.
Anything. Ghosts. Freaking
ghost.
UFO.
I am your ghost guy. If you want to talk to me about ghost stories, we could talk for hours on end.
So, yeah, put it in the description down there, or in the comments, put them down there. Let us know what you want to say. If you want to get a hold of us, you can also get us on Facebook at the Horror Chronicles Podcast. Just type it in. We'll come right up.
Send us an email, horrorchroniclespodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and if you send us an email there, guys,
we are going to get a hold of you.
We will get a hold of you. I promise you. Right now, we're waiting for someone to get a hold of us. So
if I wasn't such a wuss, I'd give my phone number out on this podcast right now because I want to talk to people.
Yes, and we want to bring
But
you
I don't
in.
want to do that.
And we'd like to talk to you guys in person.
But if you send me an email, you're getting a phone number, we're going to have a conversation.
100%, guys. And like I said, don't be afraid. I don't care. Don't be afraid to talk to us. And I tell you what, if you don't want to talk to us on camera, we'll put you off camera. That way you can still be here, but you don't have to be on camera, okay?
I'm a video whiz. I've edited one video. I'll blur your face out.
Yeah, we'll move you off the side so you don't have to be on the camera, But yeah, we'll definitely do that for you.
Yeah.
We want to hear all your conversations, guys. Anything you want to talk about, hit us up. And
for sure.
We love you guys. Thanks for being here with us. Tell everyone you know. Hit us up on YouTube, guys. If you're watching us now, you're on here. Subscribe, please. That helps us out tremendously. Tell everyone you know, hey, just go there, subscribe, give it a chance.
Check these guys out. They're fucking awesome.
Yes. And we're going to be getting better and better, guys. This is our second video. Yeah. I promise you, we're going to be getting better as we go. I promise. We're going to
move that camera next time.
Yeah. We'll do whatever we do. So.
We'll put it on a string and just let it. No.
We love you guys, man. And until next time.
Keep it creepy.